Okay, you are live again. Let's see. Right, okay, you're on.
Halloween greetings, everybody.
I have no idea if anyone's watching.
Seems like we...
Oh, it's starting to pick up now.
We seriously cheesed off Michael Jackson's Ghost.
Dunno, that was really weird. We don't
How
know.
annoying, we got blocked, boo.
I don't know if anybody got to see how silly that whole thing was or not.
About 120 people were just really enjoying our Halloween introduction to tonight's terrific show.
Yeah, well, it's a little odd because, you know, we have all the Halloween stuff. You've certainly gone to town here. I have not. I will be appearing tonight as Geralt of Rivia. You know, I don't have any special spooky songs planned or, you know, an Alice Cooper rendition, none of that. It's, we just suddenly realized it was very close to Halloween, and I'm not going to be doing much of anything this year, of course, so...
Pretty much every party and every celebration that we're aware of has been cancelled.
Absolutely. Well,
Because
I'm sure everybody knows what's going on.
Andalusia has just gone into a very, very strict lockdown again. And so, hey, we thought we'd dress up a bit and party with you, but we just cheesed off Michael Jackson's Ghost because apparently playing Thriller is just too much for copyright reasons.
Either that or the people on Facebook somehow could sense me attempting the zombie dance even though I wasn't on screen and just went, no, we can't have that. You know, whatever that is, I can't do it. You were doing it well.
I was. I am good at playing a cadaver. Are you going to explain a little about the backdrop?
Well, a little
We
bit.
get
I mean,
to that
obviously,
later.
that's not exactly Halloween, but I think most of the people that are watching know what's going on here, that we've had done really, really well. Thank you so much with the new merchandise line. As you can see, this is the official Vaughn's Day Lockdown Concert t-shirt. There's the Traveler shirt, which we've never done before. There's the Myths, Legends, and Lies shirt. They're all done on... it's the eco-friendly cotton shirts.
Organic.
Trying to, you know, keep up
So
with that sort of
good
thing.
you can practically eat them.
There's also a Fearless shirt, and of course there's hoodies, and people have been doing a lot interchangeable designs, which you can do with JCPL, a wonderful company I've been with, and so we'll talk more about that later, because there's also a Fearless shirt. There's also one that's just got the Crow logo. People have been mixing and matching with the hoodies.
And some interesting colours too.
Yeah, it's all interchangeable, different sizes, styles, the whole thing. And there's going to be more coming, but we'll talk about that in a little while. So, other than that, just been sitting around decorating the house. Just corner of the house, anyway. Nothing else has really changed.
Mr. Mao has been looking at me for the last hour like, Mum, what the effing hell? Mum, your lips look like they died. Yeah.
Well, and this is, I do want to point out that I just threw this on the shirt because it was big and red, and I thought, well, that didn't look exactly. This is an original. This is a Tundra Graphics original of The Crow.
I'm not dead yet.
I've been offered like $100 for this t-shirt. It's the original from pre-movie. This was only when this was put out, when Tundra put out the original comic book. So
it's
that's
extremely cool.
That's the original Eric Draven. So this thing is, it's like a 30-year-old t-shirt at this point.
It's
So
fantastic.
it seemed very appropriate, and I sometimes wear it either on Halloween or just when I feel particularly pissed off at people. I'll put that on. What else have we got to talk about before we get musical? Nothing?
Mr. Mao is well again, apart from being in shock because of this.
Yeah.
We no longer have a hole in the cat.
he's a little traumatized, but other than that. So, well, just of course, start out by saying how grateful we are that we're still keeping in touch. Our community, we all know what's going on. I just saw the news about I think it's West Yorkshire, or is it all of Yorkshire, going to Tier 3. You know, Spain is similar. Everything. You know, I mean, those of you who are in America, we're all watching you. It's Halloween every day over there, and we're all watching to see what's, you know, as it just builds up and builds up to this critical mass coming November 3rd, November 4th. So it's a crazy time. Perhaps it's the best time in the world to be told to stay in your homes. I don't know.
Especially on Vaughn's Day.
Yeah, well, on Thursday, yes, it should be international law. But what are you gonna do?
And thank you, Ed, for that fantastic tagline. If Ed is here, Vaughn's Day, immortalised right here.
There it is. Yeah.
With an amazing photo by Marty Moffat. If you're listening, Marty, awesome job.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Marty's
And
photograph.
Leann.
That's Leann Bottis' photograph,
Yes.
and we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. Actually.
Right.
Some good stuff to talk
I'm
about.
going to
there.
let you get on with it. Leave you with Ermintrude and the pumpkin.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys,
This
if,
is always here, by the way. Not
yeah.
here, but it's always part of the house.
If you happen to notice that the room is catching on fire, could you let us know, please?
Yeah.
These are real flames.
Send a little fire emoji, so
Yes.
in case I can't see something burning behind me.
Enjoy.
Right. Let me get to the instruments of destruction.
201 people ready
Okay.
to rock.
It's a bit more normal. There we are. Hey, yeah. So let's see. Where shall we start? Oh, well, you know, it's not a Halloween song, but I do have a song about blood. I still remember your head on my shoulder. I can still see the lines on your face. Sometimes it seemed we didn't have a care, but we had plenty of love to spare. And then something time cannot erase. Father takes me on his knee. Father gives the world to me. For anything he can, make me a man. And restless blood beats louder than hell. Till you don't hear nothing but your heartbeats fail. And I can't deny the burning of the restless blood. I jumped to school, I tried to get somewhere. He said, boy, it's a jungle out there, and everybody wants a piece of you. And there's people talking, people trying, and they're all selling. I ain't buying, stand my ground, like you taught me to. And restless blood beats louder than hell till you don't hear nothing but your heartbeats fail. And I can't deny the burning of Restless Blood from the Traveler album. That song was actually originally written for Tyketto. We tried very, very hard to get that song on a Tyketto album. We practiced it and rehearsed it, and we just never got it to where we all liked it, which was an essential thing for Tyketto. Everybody had to feel strongly about the finished thing. And so it never got done. And I just said one day, it's time to do it. So we put it on Traveler. 2007, that was, I guess, years ago. Nice. How are we doing with our peeps out there?
Yeah, I think it's like just over 200.
Mhm.
It was just now, yeah.
Where are people checking in from?
Do you know, I'm sharing the stream. We have 211 people right now, and Sheffield is here for sure. I am sharing the stream, people, and if you could share the stream as well, that would be much appreciated.
Always helps, yeah. So I'm going to do a song off of, this song does have some spooky moments. It's not a Halloween song, but there's some odd moments where the ancient gods get together and plant the entire destruction of the earth. So that may count.
Woo-hoo!
We'll see. It's called The Last Ride of the Sunset Man. The Cumberland River pirates pulled out of their stronghold. Past the red clay mines, leaving neon diners high on Spartansville. And the Carbon County roadblock, it held fast against the wicked wind. There was talk of lies and treason, dissension without reason that fell on deaf ears again. Then the thunder cracked as they jumped on the backs of tornadoes. They kept parked outside. From our windows we watched the last ride of the Sunset Man. The Technicolor catfish moved on to greener pasture. But all those Preston slick home rangers would know the signs of danger if they paid them on the ass. And the Printers Alley poets wrote it all down as fast as they could go. When the day turned into night, we were still fighting over copyrights, and there was no one left to know. Then the soldiers and sailors called out to the jailers when Main Street split open wide. From our windows we watched the last ride of the Sunset Man. They came unto a place that knew not the name or face of the dark ones that walked in their midst. And they told myths, legends, and lies with forked tongues and hungry eyes that the breath of immortality had kissed. Then the tall one with the hammer, so drunken that he stammered, stood and rallied with a flash of living light. And the host all rose as one. Final battle had begun. The Sunset Men rode off into the night. Give 'em hell, shouted Hades as a full-dress parade of the dead marched out ever amen. Then I'd soon see our life again. Sunset Man. Then I'd soon there was some doom and gloom in that. A little yeehaw, a little doom and gloom, all mixed in. So,
Ed Hargreaves has made a fantastic comment here. Vaughn's Day breaks down any wall COVID puts up and gives us a piece of joyful union in music. We are one.
he's feeling rather poetic on it. All right, well done, Ed.
Yes.
Oh,
We have Casa Sanchez with us. We've got the Cook House and the Meadows House. Hello from Natalia in Slovenia.
wow.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thank
Yeah.
you for joining us.
And
Casa Sanchez, we miss you.
yeah, we miss you guys. Stephen Bowmaker says thank you for the birthday message for his son James. His Vaughn's Day shirt arrived on his birthday. He's a
Oh,
very
excellent.
happy boy.
There's a young 9-year-old. Well, James is 9 now, and he apparently watches a lot of these Vaughn's Days, and he's a big fan. So we sent him a video message.
Hello,
happy birthday.
James.
So happy birthday to you, young man.
Yes.
Yeah. So this song certainly is appropriate for everyone that's had to keep to their homes, keep to themselves, and just draw their closest family members around them. It's called Circle the Wagons. Daybreak is coming, fate's violent sea, and the view from my window makes nothing come clear. Words have escaped me, but talk is cheap. I sit tall in the saddle, but the trouble runs deep. Now there's dogs in the kitchen and wolves at the door. Everyone's talking in Sherlock. Circle the wagons. We're going to ground. There's safety in numbers. There's hope to be found. When the bridges are burning and the devil is you, circle the wagon, let nobody through. Well, I tried to be righteous, and I've looked for the same. Careless seeds in my pockets, and keep hoping for rain. Between falsehoods of fashion and faint-hearted friends, be I dead weight or hangman, I don't know how this ends. Will the last minute cavalry charge me my bet? Give me some word that there's hope for me. Yeah, circle the wagons. We're going to ground. There's safety in numbers. There's hope to be found. When the bridges are burning and the devil is you, circle the wagon, let nobody through. We're the last minute cavalry, charge me my bed. do like that one. I do enjoy playing that
Everyone
one.
loves it.
It's definitely a favorite.
It's a feel good.
And it's you know, it was a risky thing because the song changes time signatures, as you no doubt noted, and it's initially in 5 and then it goes to a normal 4/4, and that's something that normally people like Sting do, but for Tyketto seemed like very strange territory. But we made it work, and then it was Mike Arbini's idea to do the football chant
Brilliant.
in the back, and whoa,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
hoping that when we play, and we will play again, that we get everybody in the audience doing the arms around
Absolutely.
swaying thing where we can all touch each other again.
Yeah. I remember when you first ever played me that song, and I remember you saying, look, this is not a rock and roll time signature, and I don't know if people are going to get this, but they love it.
Yeah, well, I should stop worrying. People have been very, very kind to us over the years.
Absolutely.
Except for the guy who recently wrote Big and Deep is rubbish.
Oh, really? Oh, it's one person out of a million.
That's alright. It's not our best album, I'll give him that. But there's some good stuff on it. Anyways, so now we're going to shift gears a little bit, so give me a moment.
I've got to tell you, everyone that has received these new t-shirts and the new merch is saying how comfortable they are and how well made they are.
I'm glad. This is, you know, this is a new outing with a new company. This is not just something that I'm doing on my own. So with the merchandise that we put out there, it's good to know. I know it's taken a little longer to get to people than wouldn't be normally, but the difference is that, you know, these stuff, shirts and everything are made to order. So if you want a specific size, you want it a style of a vest top, or, you know, a baby size, you want it in purple, you want this logo on the front, that logo on the back. Those things take a little extra time to get done because, of course, they're done individually. So, you know, we're going to try and make sure that things speed up a little bit as we're getting used to how it all works. But so far I've been really, really happy. And please do, if you haven't already, people have been posting pictures of themselves wearing the new gear, and, you know, we'd absolutely love to see that. And so, yeah, I may as well, it's early in the night, but I'll mention a couple times. We've got some new stuff coming on JCPL. I'm hoping, I can't guarantee it, but I'm hoping that it will be available starting November 2nd. That's Monday. Got a few more ideas. So we are going to do, strangely enough, I found this a little odd, but it's apparently a big seller. We're doing 2 Vaughn coaster sets, right? You know, so you can set your beer on my face. One is just a 4 coaster set, which is just a bunch of individual shots of myself, different shots. And another one is a 12 coaster set, and I've got to tell you, this, as always with all my stuff, it's designed by Graham Purdy Bell. And the 12 coaster set I'm getting, because it's got not just photos of me, but lots and lots of really cool graphics from the Myths, Legends, and Lies album and the booklet, you know, the making of brochure. It's all graphics that Graham came up with to give it this wonderful kind of mystical gypsy caravan feel. So there's a lot of cool things coming out with that. And then we're going to do, you know, in time for the changing weather, we're going to have the beanies, you know, the woolen caps with the DV logo. I think they come in 4 different colors. And we decided to do a Danny Vaughn Christmas bear. He's a little fella about this big wearing a proper t-shirt with my logo on it. So, because I know an awful lot of my fans out there have youngins now. So we want to make sure that they come up right. We know you're giving them the right music to listen to. So let's give them the right bear to play with. So those will be coming out hopefully November 2nd, if not very shortly after that. And of course, we'll send a big mailer out and let everybody know. Now, this next song I'm going to do is, funnily enough, there's been a lot of chatter recently amongst the faithful about an album I did in 1996. The band was called Flesh and Blood, and the album was called Blues for Days, and it's impossible to get. So I can tell you that you're going to be able to get it. So hang on.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
If you can see it, there's the album, the original CD. And, oh, thank you. So if you've never heard it, it's a kind of much more of a bluesy rock album than anything I've done. And Mark Mangold is the keyboard player and main honcho writer, but Al Petrelli is on guitar, Chuck Bonfante from Soraya is on drums, Mitch DiStefano is on bass.
It's bloody awesome.
So yeah, it's really kind of been very serendipitous because people have been asking me a lot recently about how they can get a hold of it, and of course it's only available old, from way back, and people are selling it at stupid prices online. So I contacted Mark Mangold and just said, listen, there's people out there that would like to get that album. I assumed he owned the rights to it. And said, you should make it available on your website. Just something simple. That was the extent of my involvement. He said, oh, okay, interesting idea. And we chatted about it once or twice about how to do it. And then out of the blue, total synchronicity, I get an email from a gentleman named Eric from a French company called Bad Reputation, and he says, hello, we are inquiring about getting hold of the rights for the Flesh and Blood album. I was like, bingo! So, it's being redone, remastered, with a new booklet, and Mr. Mangold and I have recorded 2 new songs.
Woo!
So one is full-blown band, heavy blues, rock and roll, good time, sexy, funky, whatever. And
Very sexy.
And the other one is an acoustic version of a song that's already on the album, and I'm going to play that for you now. It's called Riverside. Don't go down to the river, that's where my baby lies. Don't go down to the river, that's where my baby lies. Last time I saw her, muddy water closed her eyes. When that cold black water running through her veins, with that cold black water running through her veins. She was soft as the summer wind, smooth as the summer rain. All right. Don't go down to the river. Don't go down to the riverside. Don't go down to the river. Don't go down to the riverside. Yeah, last time I saw her, muddy water closed her eyes. Well, I tried to love her 2 times, but in love I never knew. Her daddy was a preacher preaching hellfire all day through. Don't go down, 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 down. Oh, down to the riverside. Well, her daddy was a preacher preaching hellfire all day through. Don't go down to the river. Don't go down to the riverside. Don't go down to the river. Oh, down to the riverside. Last time I saw her, muddy water closed her eyes. Bye-bye.
See, ladies, I told you it was sexy.
So there's the new album. I'm not sure when it's going to be out, and of course I will let you all know once Bad Reputation gets a hold of these finished tracks, which we've just finished. And so there's a version of that, playing a little harmonica on that as well, and the recorded version, and a new song called Ready to Roll, sort of to back it up. So we're really, really happy with that one.
You'd be surprised, baby, at how many people want the bear, and it's not just people under the age of 12. They want to know, is the bear fluffy?
It is fluffy, it is. He's at first I wasn't sure if he had eyes. He's got a lot of hair.
That's
It's like,
right.
You know, but no, he's very cute. He's got a little blue jersey on with my logo on it.
And no
So-
silly little tie around.
No, there was a
No,
bow. I told him
no,
to get rid of the bow.
Nah, it was too limp-wristed. I wanted to tell you, we have the Rylans is with us. We have the Marksons, we have Jorge Salam.
Ah.
Buenas noches, Jorge. ¿Qué tal?
I just did a really wonderful interview with Jorge, who has gotten his own show, Radio 3 in Madrid. It's actually a very big deal. I'm very, very proud of him.
Congratulations.
And he's been, of course, interviewing the many, many people that he has worked with. And so we did a very cool historical interview. He did his homework, bless him. So thank you, Jorge. And we'll let you know when that comes out, because that was good fun. And it was in English. I'm sure they'll be translating for the Spanish listeners.
And I can't, I'm sorry, Alan, I can't pronounce your surname. Macnix says, you should have done a Christmas Danny Fawn. A little Christmas deer.
Ouch. Danny Fawn. Come on.
Danny
We can do
Fawn.
better than that. This song goes out to New York City, where I was raised. I still have friends there, still keep my eyes on what's happening. Stay safe. I find myself standing on my old home ground. Oh, I heard that you never can go back again. As the first snows of winter like hope drifted down, I turned my collar up to the wind. That's the soldiers and sailors out on Riverside. I kept my watch over Dead Man's Hill, and I swore that I heard my own voice slipping by. Must be a trick of the wind, a trick of the chill between the death of a dream and the fortunes of woe. I'm spinning helpless in this circle I've been in before, and I reach for the hand that's always been there and come up with empty air, and over I see that love that was in your eyes, and word for word I remember the last words you said to me, and word for word I remember you promised you'd wait for me. All the walking lonely on this Manhattan beat, we keep on crowding the street waiting for something to clear. And we've all got our memories that keep pushing our feet away. I got a face in my rearview mirror, and over I see that light that was in your eyes, and word for word
song. It's in my top 3 you've ever done.
Well, that is, to be fair, that is a co-write with Mark Mangold once again. I was over at Mark's house in Manhattan, and Mark's a very kind of, he can write very frenetically. He just starts doing stuff. He doesn't stop and think, well, maybe it needs to do this. He just goes and plays and waits to see what happens. And I came in and he was playing that chord progression round and round and round, and all he kept saying was, and word for word, what is that? What is that? And I just said, can I have that? And I wrote the rest of the song around it.
Incredible.
And, I knew there was something good in there when it happened. So that's one of the many talented people I've had the privilege to work with. And this next song shows you the work of another, and that is Mr. Dan Reed.
Can I interrupt you 1 second to say people are talking here about all kinds of different things that you could have in particular here to add to your merchandise. People are talking about wines you could put your name to, beers, and Giovanni McDonald says he's a brewer and he could brew it in the Czech Republic for you. Your fans are multi-talented, huh?
Wow. Right, so this is a song from an album called Hurricane Riders, which is the first album that is a collaborative effort between myself and the wonderful Mr. Dan Reed. We call ourselves Snake Oil Harmony, and we've done 3 tours of the UK, some of Europe, and of course, as of March, we were touring in Sweden and then supposed to tour in the UK when everything changed. So the new album is really only available online at Townsend Music, and this is the very first song that we wrote together. And when I was practicing it, the idea was that we would trade off, particularly for the first song. I wanted to do something that was very much where the two of us were integrated. And so I wrote kind of what I thought of as the Danny verse and the Dan Reed verse. And Dan Reed's verse is the second one. And I started looking at the lyrics today, and I just thought that the lyrics just ring so true right now for everything that's going on. So I was practicing this, and gotta say, I was feeling rather proud of myself on this one. It's called Where the Water Goes. I will keep my ships at harbor, build my walls of fear and anger, and fight you with unlimited reserves. I will make these brittle bridges from the bones of my contentions, and give you a love the kicking it deserves. I don't know if all this hurts this place. I don't know if it can keep me safe. Time is like a river, and life is like the sea. And in our little boat with little oars, it's you and me. We can fight the currents, but I don't know. We might be better going where the water goes. Where the water goes. If I could turn your anger with a simple turn of phrase, offer up a kindness that's long overdue. If I could find your favor, be your friend, be your neighbor, and close the gap we made with different points of view. I don't know if I could find the strength. I don't know if I can go those lengths. Time is like a river, life is like the sea. In our little boat with little oars, it's you and me. We can't fight the current, but I don't know. We might be better going where the water goes. Time is like a river, and life is like the sea. In our little boat with little oars, it's you and me. We can't fight the current, but I don't know. We might be better going where the water goes. Where the water goes, where the water goes.
What a stunning song.
I was, the music was all originally Dan's. He sent me the music, and it grabbed me right away. But the interesting thing is that the chorus, time is like a river, life is like the sea, and in our little boat with little oars sits you and me. I had that, God, I must have had that sitting in one of my notebooks for decades. And it was just immediately the right thing to put in. I was like, yeah, this is the song you do with Dan Reed, with those kind of lyrics. We can fight the current, but I don't know, we might be better going where the water goes. And I was like, yep, that's it, first song.
It's really inspired, and it suits your voices so well together. Didn't you say that someone had done like a review of that song and they'd guessed that one of you had written one verse and the other had written the other, but they'd guessed it the wrong way round?
Oh, well, lyrically, yeah, they did guess that wrong, yeah.
They were sure that you had done the one he'd done.
Tell you about a girl we all know from somewhere. I can do anything, that's what she said. I could be anyone, that's what she said. Put on your masquerade and fake and play, she said, she said. I need to learn to dance, that's what she said. Take that stick out of my ass, and that's what she said. I need to pirouette and sweat, she says, and she says. Said, I am so serious, even in bed. I've got an actor's heart, I won't let it play, she said. And she says the time won't wait. She says that I'm alright. She says that love is sweet and life's too short for embarrassment. Dance like no one is watching. Work like you don't need the money. Love like you never been hurt. us, sir.
And Peggy BK says you're missed in Brooklyn.
Wow. Hey, Peg. A blast from the past. It's really funny, actually, because I've been looking through my diaries. It's one of those projects you never get to until you're forced to stay at home. And I'm looking for stories and things to possibly tell later on. And I'm in 1987 right now, Peggy. I'm in the Brooklyn era and reading up on it. So who knows what I'm going to come up with or what I'll find.
So many of us have never really left 1987.
I'm going to switch guitars for a moment. I've brought out a different friend with me tonight.
This is the 16th lockdown, baby. 16, guys. Thank you for being here through all this time.
It is, yeah. I've had to do less of them, I think, over time. I was definitely concerned that people were losing interest, and it is a bit of work putting it all together and getting the songs ready. I don't take anything for granted, because it's just playing for me is playing and singing is never just a simple breeze. There's always a lot going on in my head. I wish it wasn't. There's a lot of guys up there talking while I'm doing this, but so anyways, this guitar, I may have had this out once before. Used to it again. This is an old Guild, and it got used quite a bit on the Soldiers and Sailors album. It was one of Paul Orfino's many in-house guitars that he had in the studio. I used it on Soldiers and Sailors and on Fearless, but I bought it from him right in the middle of the Soldiers and Sailors session. I do have a love of Guild acoustics. So this one played a lot of the songs on that album. Just a brief little unnecessary history lesson. This is a song from the first From the Inside album. This is one of two songs that I did that were originally recorded by Leann Rhymes. It's Independence Day, I'm free, and it's a strange place to be. I'm gonna break these chains, unleash the changes in me. I see an endless road, I feel a restless wind. I've lost the fear inside, 'cause I got no choice but to live or die. Suddenly I'm in this fight alone, stepping out into the great unknown. And the night's the hardest time, when the doubts run through your mind. Suddenly you find yourself alone. Suddenly you find yourself in an empty room, with a suitcase on the floor. It will be daylight soon. I'm gonna wage my private war. Who's watching over me? Must be a guardian angel. I just need time to breathe and to give my life the best of me. Suddenly I'm in this fight alone, stepping out into the great unknown. And the night's the hardest time, when the doubts run through your mind. Suddenly you find yourself alone. Thank you, darling.
They love it.
As you spend a lot of time putting that outfit on, you should pop in every now and again. It seems such a waste not to have you on camera.
I'm revealing a little too much just now.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, watch all the hearts and thumbs up show up now.
It's not fair. Julie Gearing slicing up cake and giving it out.
I saw that she made chocolate cherry cake.
Oh.
Like she just wanted to torture me from there.
Yeah,
Thanks, Julie.
yeah.
This is another song off of the the Dan Reed album, the Snake Oil album. There it is. My brain's back now. And this is one that we did not write. We wrote all the other ones on it, but this is one that Dan had been doing live for quite a while, and he sent it to me right before I started my long walk on the Camino de Santiago, and it was a song that was just with me everywhere I went. Luckily, because it's a wonderful song, and so I'm gonna just do this one for you, for all of us who are looking for a little hope, a little lift. The song is called Little Hercules. So you cannot lift a spirit that has turned to lead, or shine light in shadow when the batteries are dead. Fly like a bird over all the works of man, always thinking the perfect word, but you do the best you can. Nothing seems so easy as it did when we were young. It's maybe invincible, but we are only strong. Strong like a memory, strong like a willow in the wind, strong as you'll ever be. You will always need to bend. And if you feel the weight of the world, put your mind at ease. Little Hercules, you got so much on your shoulder, but you'll know it's a breeze. Little Hercules, little Hercules. There are times when being a grown-up sure can get too much, and your sense of humor seems to vanish in the crush of the daily night to night. It keeps your family alive, you just put in your time. Does anyone really go home at 5? And if you feel the weight of the world, put your mind at ease. Little Hercules, you got so much on your shoulder, but you know it's a breeze. Little Hercules, little Hercules, get up off your knees. Now you made a life where no one ever tells you what to do. Now the only tyrant that you're working for is you. It's never easy to keep the promises you made, and no one's gonna get you fired if you just give yourself a break. And if you feel the weight of the world, put your mind at ease. Little Hercules, you got so much on your shoulder, but you know it's a breeze. Little Hercules, if you feel the weight of the world, but you know it's a breeze. Little Hercules. If you feel the weight of the world, put your mind at ease. If you feel the weight of the world, put your mind at ease. If you feel the weight of the world, put your mind at ease. If you feel the weight of the world, put your mind at ease.
What a beautiful song that is.
It is, and I'm very
It's-
embarrassed that I can't remember the writer's name.
It's so simple, but it's really very beautiful, isn't it?
It is. Like I said, I carried that with me for the entire trip. And it was the right song to have with you.
It's fantastic.
So,
Well, there's a lot of talk of vegan cake going on here.
right, okay. I hope some of them are listening. As I said, we wouldn't be doing too many Halloween songs, but would be doing a couple songs to touch your heart.
Oh!
Okay, anyway.
That's so gross. They actually need a closer look at that. That is incredibly gross. It almost should actually, it should have a battery in it so that it moves. It's creepy. Ugh. Someone says they want to hear you do the Monster Mash. Tom Cullen. I love that song.
I do too, actually. It caught on in a flash.
The Monster Mash.
Whatever happened to my Transylvanian twist? Right. Well, I had intended to shift gears into a slightly more serious mode with Little Hercules, but we're just acting silly because we are. But this next section of the concert is, I can only call my tribute to the fallen. We've just had so many, well, of course, so many losses all over the world, and now I'm just speaking solely in the musical community right now. So I'm going to do several songs from artists that we have lost, and so let's see. I got to check my order so I don't switch guitars when I don't need to. So this song, I'm going to do my very best to try and do, and in memory of Tony Lewis. Just as all of the games should far away, come around and talk it over. So many things that I want to say. You know I like my girls a little bit older. that is, the band was called the Outfield.
Yes, several
And
people got it right.
It was a massive, massive hit from an album called Play Deep. And I want you to know that I had to take that song down a half step just to sing it. It actually is higher than that.
Oh my God!
And I can remember that came out in the '80s, and I can remember when it came out. I was in Allied Forces, and I'm pretty certain Allied Forces was just a mighty cover band. We did everything, and I think that was discussed because we did heavy metal, but we also did some of the poppier stuff. You know, we did Toto, we did Journey, we did Loverboy. And I think it was like, oh, we got to do this song. It's like #1 in the charts. And I heard it, I was like, no, we're not doing that because I can do it once, as Daffy Duck says. It's a great trick, but I can only do it once. And so.
Well, several people said it's a good job you've got such tight jeans on. And Paul Quinton says he can't even whistle in that key.
Yeah. This guitar is very quiet, unfortunately. So this next tribute I'm going to do will be pretty obvious to anybody who knows. I want to do it because of how much the man's music meant to me, but I'm pushing way over my weight at this point when it comes to doing this song. So I will beg your indulgence. It's nearly impossible to sing and play this at the same time anyway. But I hope you kind of dig it and it'll bring back some good memories because we lost one of the giants of rock and roll ever. She's tired of watching me fall down. Wants the good life, yes, all the better. But I love that bottle better than the red. Said I think that you're in for a whole lot of trouble. Yeah, I think that you're here for a whole lot of trouble. Well, I think that you're here for a whole lot of trouble. If you take your whiskey at home. Well, that liquor in the nighttime brings strange memories. Seems a lifetime since yesterday. Come to daybreak, yeah, come tomorrow. That woman's waited up all night for me again. Well, I think that you're headed for a whole lot of trouble. Well, I think that you're headed for a whole lot of trouble. Well, I think that you're headed for a whole lot of trouble. If you take your whiskey home. Some go to women, some go to Jesus, but I'm absolutely certain both's alright. Well, it takes me about halfway through the label, or I can even make it through the night. Well, I think that you're headed for a whole lot of trouble. Well, I think that you're headed for a whole lot of trouble. Well, I think that you're headed for a whole lot of trouble. If you take your whiskey home. You have to picture the solos yourself. Tried me best. Just take your whiskey home, Van Halen.
Many people saying rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. It's such a sad loss and way too young.
Yeah, very, very true.
You got to see Van Halen play a few times, right, babe?
No, just the once. First tour, opening for Black Sabbath.
How amazing. Very cool. And was did Eddie have his back to the audience then? No.
No, they were on fire.
Yeah, I bet they were.
Yeah, they showed up. They showed up to basically destroy Sabbath's audience, and they did.
Wow.
Much as we love Sabbath, it was all like,
Whoa.
what was that? You know, and not all of it was good. I got to be honest. At the time, we all thought Dave Lee Roth was kind of a bit gay.
Yeah. Was he?
You know?
Did he start off with all the like funny like martial arts display and all that kind of stuff?
Oh, I think the opening number, he was off the drum riser with the full split and everything.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it was just full on in your face. You either got it or you didn't.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us Sabbath fans at the time were not quite getting
Right.
it,
Sure.
but we knew something was up. We knew
Yeah.
something was happening, and
Yeah.
of course, within a year, they were one of the mightiest rock bands to ever
Yeah.
walk the planet.
Yeah.
Right. So continuing.
I wanted to say big hello to Steve McKenna, Tony Mitchell, and Shez Kane who are here. Hi guys.
This is a big shifting of gears now. Most recent loss, just within the last couple of days, someone that a lot of you may or may not be aware of, a gentleman named Jerry Jeff Walker passed away. Now, we had Jerry Jeff Walker albums in my house growing up, and Jerry Jeff was a member of the outlaw country guys. Him and Merle Haggard, Johnny Cash, all the Chris Christopherson, the real deal guys. Jerry was also a master songwriter, and he did a few other people's songs that he made quite famous over the years, but I just had this album of his in the house, and so it's ingrained in my mind forever. And so to me, it's a great loss, and I'm going to play for you probably his most famous song, which has been done by many, many, many different artists. I mean, he released it in the 60s, so it's been out for years. I knew a man, Bojangles, and he danced for me. Worn out shoes, silver hair, a ragged shirt, and baggy pants. The old soft shoes jump so high, jump so high. And he likely touched down. I met him in a cell in New Orleans, I was down and out. It looked to me to be the eyes of age. Spoke right out, talked of life, talked of life. Perhaps left his latest stare. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles. He said the name Bojangles and he danced away across the cell. He grabbed his pants for a better stand, so he jumped so high. Clicked his heels, let go and laugh, let go and laugh. Shook back his clothes all around. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles dance. He danced with those that danced to shows and county fairs. Throughout the South, he spoke with tears of 15 years how his dog and him, they traveled about, his dog up and died, up and died. After 20 years he still grieves. He said, I dance now with every chance and honky tonks for drinks and tips. But most of the time I spend behind these county bars, as I drink to bits. He shook his head as he shook his head. I heard someone ask, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles
Gorgeous.
So you never heard that song before, have you?
Not really. Eleanor Pitt Keithley says, oh wow, beautiful rendition of a timeless classic. Thank you, Danny.
My pleasure. That's a song I grew up on. Yeah, I remember listening to it as a kid and thinking it was just one of the saddest songs I'd ever heard. And
7.
apparently a bit of a true story that he did meet this vaudeville or tap dancer in a cell. There was a famous dancer by the name of Mr. Bojangles, but it was apparently not about him. Yeah, just somebody that he met who was down on his luck, and he was still mourning the loss of his companion, his dog, that had died 20 years ago. It's such a sweet song.
Well, we know what that feels like to feel very connected to animals. A lot of people are loving this. Yes, that song was amazing. And several people in tears.
Well, if that one made you cry, you're in trouble on the next one. This is my last song of my tribute to the fallen tonight. This one is a little bit different. And I'm doing it not only because it is a song on the Snake Oil Harmony album. It was written by Dan Reed, and he kindly brought it to the table and said, I'd like to do this on our album, and I was absolutely thrilled. But I'm doing it because we just recently passed the anniversary of this tragedy. The song is called Aberfan, and for those of you who don't know, Aberfan is a coal mining village in the Taff Valley in the country of Wales. As you all know, a place that I have a very lovely connection to. And so what was happening there was, in the course of the 1950s, the waste products that were coming out of the coal mines, the slag, the extra dirt, the rubbish, and the stone, everything that wasn't necessary, is taken to a dump or a bit of a slag heap. I know they have different terms for it. And it was supposed to be taken fairly far away, but as I gather, the mining company didn't want to spend the extra money of hauling it far away, so they hauled it up on top of the hill that overlooks the town and kept piling it up over the years. And there were some questions over the years as to whether or not it was safe. And so it was October 21st, 1966, after a series of very heavy rains, the entire slag heap, 150,000, was it 150,000 cubic meters or something, came pouring down onto the town of Aberfan
In a few seconds.
in a few seconds, and it destroyed an entire farm, it destroyed 22 houses, and it crushed a school underneath it. And 116 children and 28 adults were killed. And it was one of the great mining disasters of all time. It was a huge thing all across the United Kingdom. The Queen went there and all that. And if you're interested at all, you can just look it up. It's spelled Aberfan. It's pronounced Aberfan. And you'll see the photos from it, and they are the most heart-wrenching photos because, of course, the miners are digging, and they're digging for the bodies of their children. And you can see what's going on there. So Dan Reed went there, and he, like most of us, was unaware of this historical thing, and suddenly he was there and someone told him about it, and he went to the site. And as a father, he was terribly moved, and he wrote this song that I'm very proud that we did on the album called Aberfan. Aberfan had no warning, didn't stand a chance. How the miners dug that day, not for coal, for the neighbors' lives they tried to save. The deeper you dig, the more thing you find. Easier to lose your mind, see the light carries on. The harder you look, the more you go blind. Easier to finally find the light of your daughters and son carries on. Children of Aberfan, fathers had no power, worked for the land. Who held the strings upon the hill? October 1966, the day the earth stood still. The deeper you dig, the more pain you find. Easier to lose your mind, so the light carries on. The harder you look, the more you go blind. Easier to finally find the light of your daughters and sons. Now the graves lie side by side, 116 souls standing in the light. Now the graves lie side by side, 116 souls standing in the light. The deeper you dig, the more pain you find. Easier to lose your mind, so the light carries on. The harder you look, the more you go blind. Easier to finally find the light of your daughters and sons, daughters and sons. There's an amazing little postscript to the story behind that song, and that is that Dan and I recorded that album in his hometown of Prague at Faust Studios. And when we got to that song, we'd done quite a few before we got to that one. We started recording it. And we were about halfway through getting the instrumentation down and getting our vocals on. And I turned to him and I said, you know, I really feel what this song would just flower with is if we had a violin on it. And I said, funnily, and he agreed right away. He said, oh, what a great idea. That would be amazing. How do we do that? I said, well, as it happens, on my album, Myths, Legends, and Lies, I had a wonderful violinist by the name of Elizabeth Prendergast that played on it. And I said, she would absolutely be ready to do it. She is a very proud Welsh woman. And I said, it would just be perfect. So he said, great, get in touch with her. So I didn't have Lizzie's phone number to hand, but we're friends on Facebook. So I went on Lizzie's page, and she had just posted earlier in the day on the page, Aberfan, you know, Let Us Never Forget. And Dan and I were recording that song on the day.
On the very day.
We had no idea. We were recording it on the 21st of October.
That's extraordinary, isn't it?
So it was very serendipitous. And she did play on it a few days later, and she also played Celtic harp on it. And it's
fantastic. Beautiful. Yeah. I just wrote that Dan Reed is a utterly fearless lyricist.
Mm.
And you've mentioned that before, that he tackles themes that other songwriters would back away from.
Yeah. He's not afraid of being so tender that you could possibly be made fun of. He's also unflinching in certain subject matter that other people would just say, no, I'm not going to write a song about that.
Like the 99 Lashes.
Yeah, 99 Lashes is my personal favorite, but Aberfan is another one where it's just, wow, really? You're going to write a song about that? I mean, but it's very evocative.
Yeah.
And I think if it keeps the memory of basically a disaster that could have been averted, but was not because of greed and negligence.
Absolutely.
You know, I think it's important.
People are saying that your song, your rendition made the hair stand up on their arms, and they're very touched.
Well, we're going to shift gears now. That is the last of my songs for the Fallen for tonight.
In terms of Mr. Bojangles, baby, Gonzalo says you sang it better than Robbie. And I'm guessing that's Robbie Williams. Yeah.
I don't know. Did he do Mr. Bojangles, really?
I think so. Also, Julie wanted you to know that Little Hercules was written by Craig Carruthers.
Thank you. Yes. So we're getting towards the end. I got a few more songs for you. So I just want to say thank you for joining us. I don't know how often we'll do these, but as we are getting more and more restricted, you know, there'll be more of us needing music. I honestly don't anticipate that live music will really make a return until 2022. There might be events here or there, but I just think it's going to be till then, till we're all safe to be in large crowds again together. And that's going to feel pretty good. And my hopes, I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but my hopes is that when live music, live theater, all of that comes back, that there'll be just slightly more appreciation for it. And I'm not whining or complaining about my lot, but as the internet has taken over our lives, people like myself who tour find it very, very frustrating when people start looking at your tour dates and then immediately complaining about why you're not playing 10 miles closer to their home.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I mean, you don't want to start in one of those, well, in my day, we drove 200 miles to see Led Zeppelin and, you know, all that. But the point of the matter is that, you know, the logistics of making a tour happen are very, very involved. Even a small tour like what Tyketto does, it's expensive, and you play where you can, and, you know, you get the gigs that you can get from the venues that are available. People think the bands just decide, well, I'm going to play here, here, and here, and that's what it'll be. It's not like that. We're lucky to play the places that we are. And I know so many of those places right now are, particularly in the UK, are in desperate need of financial help. We all are. So it feels strange to ask, so I'm just going to say that donations that people have been making to my site on the website, there's a donate button, have been very, very much appreciated, and they are absolutely helping me not only get by, but kind of shift gears and get involved in some other projects and be involved in things that I can hopefully continue to make a living with for the next couple of years, because there's really no sign of me doing my main occupation for a while yet. So I want to say thanks for that, and also, of course, aside from donations, there's all this wonderful reaction that we've had to the new Danny Vaughn merchandise. So I'm just going to remind you that aside from the t-shirts, the hoodies, the long sleeve shirts, the vests, the ladies' tops, all that sort of thing, with these 3 designs and the Fearless design and the Crow design, very soon we're going to have a series of 12 coasters from the Myths, Legends, and Lies, all the wonderful artwork and designs that Graham did for that.
Those coasters are fantastic.
They really are. It's
They're
one of the only things of my
beautiful.
own that I'm like, oh, I want that.
Yeah.
And there's 4 there's a smaller version that's just various pictures of me taken by, great friends and photographers like Marty Moffat and Nadia Meyer and Lena Bottis. And also there is going to be the cap, the knit cap with the logo on it, different colors, and the Christmas bear with the Danny Vaughn crow on it.
Very cute.
That'll all be hopefully in the next week. Please keep your eyes on the website or the Facebook pages. We'll send out a mail bulletin on all that and let you know. So, in my way of saying thanks, I think in the 16 of these that we've done, I've only played this song once. So, let's hope I get it right. No sleeping, she waits tables late, trying to stay tough, never ending, however long she waits, it's just not enough. You sleep late, no work around, broken dreams from time plenty, he's been out every road in this old dead end town. And now we're 2 more runners in the night. Forever young, time on our side. We got tomorrow, we got tonight. 200 hearts out on the road. We'll always be forever young. She's crying, 2 worlds collide. Can't take it anymore. He's denied the kick inside. Daddy slams the door. We made a deal, you and I. Cross hearts and home to die. No matter what may come, we'll never say goodbye. 2 more runners in the night. Forever young, time on our side. We got tomorrow, we got tonight. 200 hearts out on the road. We'll always be forever young. Yeah. Oh, river young, time on our side. We got tomorrow, we got tonight. 200 hearts out on the road. We'll always be forever young, forever young. Time on our side. We got tomorrow, we got tonight. 200 hearts out the road. We'll always be forever. Forever, just you and I. Forever, forever, just you and I.
People are in tears.
A standing ovation from the Queen of Evil.
Do you know, you'd be amazed at how comfy it is being an evil queen.
I'm not
How can
objecting.
you, how can you not get a proper kiss for that bastard?
Superb, they love it.
Thank you, Maleficent. Maleficent. Oh,
Many people are saying when they listen to Tyketto, their neighbours do as well.
well done. Spreading the word as it should be. So this next song is it's just a good story, I think. I stumbled in out of the rain in a coffee house in Kazakhstan where the wine flowed like Sirdar and the coffee like its mud. Didn't know anyone, the customs or the language. Didn't know how I got there from the Hudson Valley flood. At the table sat an angel, but I knew he was an angel. But no one seemed to talk to him or pay him any mind. He put his smoke out in his tea, and he told me times are wasted. Said he didn't mind the secrecy, but he hates to wait behind. I said, I have got a million questions. That's why I've asked you here today to help me find the way. So I asked about love and pain and death, about sacrifice and holiness. I wondered aloud about growing old and who's going to win the Super Bowl. What was the point? Who had the plan? Did man make God or God make man? Can anybody, anywhere, figure winning out at all? And he said, I have heard a million questions. Only one answer can I say. So ask it slowest thing you have to know, and I will point the way. And I will point the way. Well, I stammered in a stall with the pressure of it all, and my mind went numb and made a sound like someone left the blender on. And I panicked as I felt my throat going said, how am I doing? He said, fine, he was gone. Well, what would you have done? All your questions down to one. No deliberations or preparations or getting on the internet. Would you have known just what to do? It all came down to you. And could you learn to live with the answer you might get? Well, we all have so many questions. So almost anyone will pray if they point the way. If they point the way. Well, I sat there in the dark, and through the smoke I saw a spark. It was the angel's light of comfort in a corner in the back. And he's smiling wickedly, said, here, I'll give you one for free. He said, love, it must be learned, and the truth, it must be earned. And there never was and never will be someone who knows what is to be. But take heart, you come equipped with your own internal script. If you just shut up and listen, you hear everything you need. So you go right on asking questions. Let your heart call the play. Every now and then I think I'll stop and check on you. And I will point the way. And I will point the way. Point the way. And I will point the way. All right.
Woo! Love it. They love it. They're still talking about Forever Young. So many people are saying thank you to you, baby, for just keeping them sane, keeping them going.
Oh, you guys are very kind. and
Much appreciation coming to
it's
you
reciprocal.
and
They,
to me. Thank you.
They do the same for us. Keep us grounded, remind us that we have friends and loved ones out there.
Absolutely.
It's very, very important to us. So, I'm going to leave you with one more song. And this is going to require a little extra help here.
Ah, yes.
You're going to have to man the camera,
Yep.
Princess of Evil. And I'm going to move a little closer because I'm going to play an instrument that's not easy for y'all to hear. And that I'm not very good at. But
Oh, come on. Actually, that's perfect. Yeah.
so I hope you guys can hear this. And I'll just warm up a little bit. Yeah. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. Nothing to kill or die for. The brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you join us, and the world will live as one. Thank you guys all for watching, for joining us. We both miss all of you very much. Look after yourselves, look after each other. Be kind when possible, and we'll get through this together. Have a great night, have a great week. We'll see you again soon.
Good night, everybody.